knees wide, bring the big toes together, sit back, and the palms are wide. Lower your head to the floor, and then imagine there's this big cathedral in front of you. You are bowing to the cathedral of your own heart. Let me be true to thyself. And on your next inhale, rising to all fours, the knees stack directly under the hips. Sending the right leg back, point your toe, and bring your right knee to your armpit. Make circles with the knee. What's so fascinating about an open hip joint is it's a lot to do with strength of the glute. The next time the leg shoots back, cross it over the left and take a look at your heel. Eyes come forward, send the right leg out to the right for gate pose. Tent your left fingertips and reach your right arm over. So the same concept of Kali, and we ask her to show us our blind spots. The asana is also a wonderful place to find the blind spots. Plant the palms, slide the right knee in. Lift your left leg up, point the toe, draw your left knee to your armpit, and make circles with the knee. But this is not a place to berate or cut or judge or hate ourselves. It's curiosity, exploration. Send the left leg directly back, cross it over the right, take a peek at your ankle. Send your left leg out to the side, tent the right fingertips, gate pose or a Western variation of gate. Take your eyes to the hand, anchor through the left foot. Walk the hands through center, slide the left knee in, tuck your toes, back we go, down dog. Everything is about to change if you let it. Pedal out the backs of the legs. Eyes to the top of the mat, step, walk, float forward. Inhale, lengthen. Fold over the thighs. Stand up, palms touch. Release your arms. Inhale up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. Step walk, float back, Chaturanga Dandasana. Urdhva Mukha over the toes. Adho Mukha, flip your toes, extend your legs, and land. Set your eyes on one particular spot. Hammock your heart and grip with your finger pads. Eyes forward, feet forward. Inhale, lengthen. Fold. Stretch up, palms touch. Release the arms. Inhale up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. Step walk, fly back, low push up. Spinal extension, chin up. Slide back, down dog. Take a look at your kneecaps. So the kneecaps are really fascinating. Some people's kneecaps roll in, and sometimes one will roll in more than the other. So modify them so they track the middle toe. Eyes forward, feet forward. Lengthen. Bow. Stand up, palms touch. Release the arms. Last one, up. In, the neck is soft. Inhale, lengthen. Step walk, fly back, low push-up. Over the toes, lift the heart. Slide back. Durga Ma, the goddess who brings that to the light which we could not see and with a tenderness. And Kali is a little more obvious, but she's kind of the girlfriend's girlfriend. She supports women. We come together, we do the same. Hollow your belly, eyes forward, top of the mat. Lengthen. Bow. Stand up, palms touch. Release the arms. Bending into the knees, arms up. Fold in half, chest to thighs. Lengthen. Step walk, float back, low push up. Spinal extension, eyes up. Down dog. Right leg lifts. Step it through. Arms up. Warrior two. Goddess pose. Warrior two, face the back. Flip it. Hands down, step back, low push-up. Spinal extension. Downward dog. Left leg lifts. Step it through. Arms up. Warrior two. Goddess pose. Warrior two, forward. Flip it. Hands down, step back, low push-up. Over the toes, expose the cathedral. Slide back, downward dog. Mula Bandha. Pelvic floor in and up, womb, a little kegel, a little tone of the outer glutes. The eyes give a direction to the pose, eyes forward, feet forward. Lift your heart. Bow. Sit low, palms touch. Stand up. Bend your knees, Utkatasana. Uttanasana, fold in. Halfway lift. Step walk, fly back, lower. Over the toes, up you go. Take it back. Lift your left leg up. Step it through. Arms up. Warrior two. Goddess. Warrior two, face the back. Flip it. Hands down, step back, low push-up. Over the toes. Downward dog. Right leg lifts. Step it through. Arms up. Warrior two. Goddess. Warrior two, face forward. Flip it. Hands down, elbows tight, low push-up. Ride your inhale. Ride your exhale. Drop down onto the knees and set the arms up in a traditional headstand stance. Intertwine the fingers and take a dolphin pose on your forearms intertwined. Walk it in. Take the right leg up. And some of you might even give a little kick. You might even float up. Wherever you are, sit back, child's pose. Go to your eyebrows. Go to your big toenails on both toes. Go to your pinky fingers. Downward facing dog, plant the palms, up we go. Eyes forward, step walk, fly to the top. Lengthen, bow, sit low, Utkatasana. Stand up, bend the knees, arms up. Fold up and over, forehead to shins. Lengthen for crow or a little squat. You can tuck the knees on top of the elbows or take a little malasana squat. 3, 2, 1. Step walk, fly back, lower. Over the toes, stretch the front. Slide back. Lift your right leg up. Step it through. Arms up. Warrior 2. Goddess pose to hold. So attempting to get pretty nice and low in the hips. So the goddess knows we need heat to transform. We need friction, a bit of agitation. Couple more breath, go low in the hips. Straighten the legs, pivot the toes, Prasarita A, catch the waist, look up. Fold, hands down. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, bow, crown of the head to the floor. And if you wish to sail up, sail up. Oh, yes. Reach. Pull the low belly back. If the feet are up, gently put them down. Inhale, lengthen. Catch your waist, stand all the way up, arms float open, triangle face the back. Press into that left big toe as you hinge. Take the shin, the big toe, the right arm is up, eyes set. Tuck the low ribs together so the back side of the heart isn't compressed. Every scar, every nick, every band-aid on the heart is relevant. Building twisting triangle from the floor up, square the hips, hands down. Take the right hand to the pinky toe edge, revolve the belly, the chest. Take your eyes to that thumbnail. This is a really big pose. It was added into the primary series about 20 years after the primary series was created. Take your eyes down, twisted big toe, stand up on the left leg and draw the right knee forward. Take the knee or the foot with your hand. Low belly back, keep pivoting the heart. standing split, fingertips down, leg to the sky. And of course, if you felt the desire to kick into a handstand or stay with your standing split, grip with the finger pads, own the feet. 3, 2, 1. Step walk, fly back, lower. Spinal extension, downward dog. Lift your left leg up. Step it through. Arms up, crescent lunge to stay. Press out through the back heel, pull that front knee forward, taking a figure 4, hands to heart center, wrap the right foot around the left in a figure 4. So we'll stay here, we won't move, change a thing. Notice the outer edge of the hip. Untangle, step back, crescent. Warrior 2. Goddess pose again, nice and low in the hips, and let's stay. Let's put everything in the fire. Lift all 10 of the toes up. Prasarita B, flip the toes forward, catch the waist, lift your heart and fold. Crown of the head to the floor. Widen the thighs, internally rotate the leg bones. No stone left unturned. What if you waded more fiercely into the big toe joints? Stand all the way up. The arms float open. Flip the right toes forward, warrior 2. Extended side angle, elbow to knee or hand inside or outside that foot. If you want to bind, go ahead and bind. If you're a birds of paradise kind of a person, do that. If you're flying, step down, step back. You might need to bring your eyes toward the screen, but I'll try to cue this effectively. Untangle the arms, hands down. Shift your weight to that right foot and take your left foot like we did at the beginning and out to the side, pinky toe edge down. Use your fingertips to drop your hip to the floor. Take your left hand into Pincha Mayurasana. Reach your right arm across to perhaps catch the pinky toe edge, and then place your thigh on your heel and lift the leg up off the ground. Eliza has a really great shot of her doing this with a baseball cap on. Untangle this shape to come into a standing split. Take a big step back for half split or full. Straighten the right. Maybe it's a half, which is a good option. Maybe it's full Hanuman. Go to your face. Listen to the sounding quality of the breath. And then returning to a lunge. We're going to build twisted side angle from the floor up. Back knee is down. Lift your left arm up, hook it over your knee, and take your hands to prayer. So we'll stay with prayer unless the arms open straight out like a T. Lift the back knee off the ground and then eyes down, step your back foot to meet your front foot. Maybe stay just as you are. Maybe pick this up for side crow. Legs may be bent or straight out to the side. And release the feet to the floor. Snuggle in. Step your left foot back. You might like blocks, fingertips to the earth. This will be a transition to a pistol squat. So pull the femur bone into the pelvis, sweep it through, and then potentially catching the foot and balancing on that folded right knee. Release the fingertips to the earth, lower the bottom. Take your right foot out to the side, Marichi A, right arm forward. Perhaps it's a strap, fingers or wrist, lengthen, and exhale, fold. Big inhale lifts us out of the pelvis, big exhale dives us forward. Inhale, lengthen. Release this shape for a half happy baby or an Ashtavakrasana. So if anybody's working Ashta to Kundinasana to chin stand, do that. You could also just work your hip. You might catch your knee on the back of your arm, maybe cross the feet to pick it up, tilting the weight forward. For those of you that want a vinyasa back, you could vinyasa back, or everyone meets downward dog. Drop down to the knees for traditional headstand, intertwining the fingers. Bring the crown of the head to the floor. Attempt to slide it in and lift up without jumping. If you need a wall, take a wall. So the goddess Kali, she's known for decapitating people, particularly of the male kind. So for this practice, we'll take a look at the headless headstand. And what I love about it is if you have a tendency to put too much weight in your neck, it's a nice option. Come all the way down. Sit back, Balasana, child. Downward facing dog, strike back. Lift your left leg up. Step it through. Arms up. Warrior two. Goddess to hold. This is almost going to be the last goddess. So this time we'll move to Vani. Vani is a sacred tree in which we pray under and all our prayers come true. Draw your elbows forward. Take your right arm, thread it through for a little variation of eagle. Tip your weight into your left foot. Take your right knee, press it into the meat of the calf. The hips are low. Untangle, land, goddess, gorgeous. Opposite arm threads under. Take the weight into the opposite foot. Push the meat of your calf forward. untangle the shape, goddess. Let's stay low. For every story that felt like a slight against you, and the understanding that there's a bigger picture at play, go low. Slay every dragon that keeps you on the surface. Prosarita C, flip the toes, intertwine the fingers, lift your chest, and fold forward. A big inhale stands you up. The arms float open for Trikonasana, triangle facing the back. Take your right hand to the shin, the floor, the toe, left arm up. We have done this pose thousands of times. So what about it right now feels fresh and real and true? Building Parivrtta Trikonasana from the ground up, square your hips, take the left hand to the pinky toe edge, right hand to the hip or up. Clear the navel center. Anything that has not been digested, any disagreement, any conversation, toss it in the pit of the belly and let's churn it. The eyes come down, twisted big toe, pull the back knee forward, catch the knee or the edge of the foot, spill it open. Own the back hand. If you need the wall, use the wall. Beautiful, Eva. The eyes come forward, a standing split. You might feel the urge to kick up into a handstand. You might stay bowing over the quad. Wherever you are, step walk, float back, lower. Urdhva Mukha. Adho Mukha. Lift your right leg up. Step it between your hands. Let your arms float for a crescent to land. Work your knee over top of your toes. Work your heel over top of your toes. And then a figure four and only that, hands to heart, sweep the back leg around, bottom low. Widen the thighs. So when we're building Padmasana, lotus pose, it's a lot about the outer hip. Strike back, crescent. Open wide, warrior two. Goddess pose. Pop your toes forward, hands down, and bring your feet about wider than hip distance and lift your toes up. So we're gonna spin around in a full circle on our heels, toes up, walk your hands to the front, and then you'll, not a full circle, but to face the opposite edge of your mat, drop your knees, go Mukhasan. So cow face moon pose, heavy hips, stack the knees, close your eyes. Where's the firework? The intensity? your left hand out to the left. Reach your right arm up and over. Rising all the way up. So this might be a half lotus or a full lotus or a cross-legged. Take the top leg, and it should be your left, but it doesn't matter if it's your right, and cross it or take a half lotus. So if anybody's wondering how to get into full lotus, you lean back with your left hand and lift your right hand, and you lift the left leg up to catch it with your hand and pull it into lotus. So you might end up in a full lotus, you might end up cross-legged, couple moments. So this is a great posture for yoga because what happens in the pelvis is the tailbone can drop down, and that's why yogis really like it. And then untangle the lotus to come back to the Gomukhasana. And then we'll rise up once again to the edges of our feet. Walk your hands forward so you're facing the long edge. Now walk the hands to the back for Gomukhasana with the opposite knee on top. Get weighted, get settled. Padmasana lotus is really fun when we start to play with it upside down. Walk your fingers over to the right, lift your left arm up. Coming all the way up, you might take that top leg, that right leg, into lotus. You might cross it over into a seat. And if you're still with me, you can lean back with the left fingertips to pick that bottom leg up and maybe tangle it into Padmasana. So with lotus pose, we don't often do it both ways. But it's important, I think, to play with it both ways, again, just to discover blind spots. Slowly untangle the lotus so the bottom leg is under. You'll end up back in Gomukhasana. Tip yourself forward and spin around to the back and the long edge for Prasarita D. Catch your big toes, find length. And exhale, crown of the head to the floor, elbows high. Clear Mula Bandha. So we're going to add a couple little elements into the headless headstand. So we want the hips nice and open. We want the spine long and free. Inhale, lengthen. Catch your waist and stand all the way up. The arms float open, left toes forward for warrior two. Flip the warrior, extended side angle, elbow to knee, or hand inside or outside that foot. So for those of you that took a bind last time, tangle those arms and fly. Beautiful, Eva. Nice, Jazz. Yes, Rach, own the foot, own the foot. If you're flying, step down, step back. And so again, this is that little bit of an awkward transition. Hands down, pop your back heel. Tense your fingers about 2 inches in front of that left foot and take your right foot out to the side like a little curtsy. And then you might lower your right hip to the floor. And then you might lower your right forearm like pincha and catch the edge of the right leg with the left hand and lift it up. Untangle for a standing split, and then a big step back to build twisted side angle from the ground. Drop your back knee. Reach the right arm up, hook it deeply over the left knee, hands to prayer. Lift your back knee off the floor, maybe opening the arms. And then a little ninja step to step the right foot to meet the left. You might stay here, you might plant the palms and lift up for side crow. Wherever we are, returning the way we came. Take a big ninja step back with your back foot, your right foot. Untangle the arms for Hanuman. Slide forward half or full. Low pelvis. So no stone unturned. Right or left, which is my favorite? Kali is fierce and she asks us to be so unapologetic. And unapologetic in the way that we practice. No hiding away, no playing small. She asks us to speak up, to teach other women how to speak up. Take a lunge back into that left knee. You might like blocks under the hands as we enter the little pistol squat. Sweep the leg through, and some of us might be able to catch the foot and balance like a little duck hunter. And then gently release your bottom to the earth. Marichi A. Take the left foot wide. Reach the left arm forward. You may want to strap up the arms, tangle, and bow. Inhale, pull the pelvic floor up. Exhale, fold. What are you looking at? Rise up. Untangle. This is either a half happy baby. So we rock that left hip deep into the hip socket. Some of you might catch the knee on top of the elbow joint for Ashtavakrasana. Maybe pick it up. If you're working a vinyasa back to a chin stand, you might do that. Wherever we are, we'll meet in downward dog. Walk your hands back to your feet. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, bow. Stand up, palms touch. Release the arms. Standing half-bound lotus. So you might want to touch a wall if you sometimes feel like falling. You'll be on your left leg, so an option is tree, which is great, or take the right leg up. Take the heel high to the hip. Reach your hand behind your back to catch the toe and fold in. What I find so fascinating about half lotuses and full lotuses is, for me, naturally, it's not something my body likes. If I had a choice, I wouldn't do it. If you're down, come all the way up, release. Take a moment, let it land. Opposite side. Anchor into the foot, pick it up, high to the hip. It is a tree or a half lotus. Close your pose. Like a human skull was on your shoulder, reminding you how close death really was. Fold in. Rising all the way up, release the shape, looks beautiful. Close the eyes. Like we could uncloak the heart, take the armor off the heart, take any variations of what we believe women to be off our heart and be wild and free. Open your eyes, inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. Paw yourself forward, downward dog. Eyes forward through to a seat for a few more hip openers before we go grand finale headless headstand. Take your right leg up once again, half lotus or a figure four. Reach the right hand behind the back, square off the hips, and bow. Inhale up out of the pelvis, exhale, drop. Inhale up out of the pelvis, exhale, drop. Inhale, lengthen. Release the shape. It's a vinyasa or a dandasana, crossing the ankles to take it back, extending the legs, take a beat. And opposite side, Ardha Baddha Padma Paschimottanasana. Cross it over, reach the hand behind the back, fold. Inhale for length and exhale, extension. Drape the organs on your knee. Inhale, lengthen. Release the shape and everyone vinyasa. Meeting in downward facing dog. Lift your right leg up. Take your right knee to your left armpit for fallen triangle or Vishvamatrasana. So you could drop the pinky toe edge. You could also catch the edge of the foot and gaze underneath the armpit. Peel the ears back. Three-legged dog, bend it, stack it, maybe flip it. Attempting not to use the right hand if you're flipped, step your right foot forward, half split or full. Straighten the right leg. So we've been here before. We're purposefully doing it again because it will be helpful for where we're headed. Vasti gorgeous. So for those of us that are naturally really flexible, we're gonna add more stira, like Trista spoke of yesterday. For those of us that are quite strong and rigid, try to widen your thighs, go out of alignment a little bit, like stick your bottom to the long edge. What would happen if you dropped 1 millimeter? Because there's likely a part of you that's a little bit afraid to get hurt. Can't imagine why. And the practice of asana is pretty risky. Sitting over on the right hip for a half lotus to full, but we'll see what happens. Option 1, figure 4. Option 2, take that left foot nice and tight. And then again, this is what I mean is it's a crossover action to grab the opposite leg. So I would tent my right hand behind my back, I'd lean on my bottom, I'd catch the edge of my foot and slip it up. So this might be a cross-legged position, a figure 4 lotus. The vinyasa out of this can be done simply with cross legs or with lotus. You've likely heard me call this the Victoria's Secret push-up bra. I think Victoria's Secret is a thing of the past, which is so sad. Where are we gonna get our push-up bras? We're gonna put our elbows nice and low on the rib basket and the hands will fan out to the side. So whether you're cross-legged or lotused, hands fan, elbows below the tissue of the breasts, and then untangle to vinyasa back. Here we are, home base. Reach your left leg up, left knee to right armpit, maybe fallen triangle, pinky toe edge down, maybe Vishvamatrasana. Catch the foot, gaze underneath the armpit. A three-legged dog and maybe even a flipped dog. Get puffed up in the upper chest like a peacock, and not in this like boisterous, I'm trying to hide my insecurities kind of a way, but in a like, you can take a look at my heart. My practice is an extension of it anyway. Take your left foot, step it forward. Half split or full. Slinky down. So what I love about the word stira, so stira sukham asanam, stira, one way to say it is to persevere. And if you look up the word persevere in the dictionary, it says to try as hard as you can with little to no expectation of success. And that's what the asana are, right? It's like we could never perfect triangle. But we keep doing it. As Jasmine was saying, not because there is an expected result, but we keep doing it for the action alone. Sitting over on the left hip for a figure 4 or a half lotus. And you might stay in the figure 4 shape. You might start to cross the bottom leg under. If you want to work full Padmasana, lean back. Take your right hand to catch the left foot. Slide it up. Take a moment. So this transition is not nice. And it translates as a monkey climbing a tree. And some of you might do the Victoria's Secret push-up, or you might play with crow. But maybe bring your eyes toward me if you want to work this. This was a big moment of face planting and sticking with it, even though it felt terrible. So same as the way I enter my lotus, I'm gonna lift my lotus up, just like the primary series. I give myself enough space between my hands because I wanna catch one of my elbows on my shin. In this case, it's my right hand. So here I am. I pick it up to catch my shin, stage one. Stage two, I'm gonna boost my bum up, pop my left hand in to catch my other shin in lotus. Maybe do that, maybe don't do that. And we can vinyasa back to meet in downward dog. Drop down onto the knees and sit back on your heels. Kali Mudra. Hand to the belly, hand to the heart, close your eyes. So Kali, it translates as the dark one, but what it means is she is destroying everything that is keeping us absent-minded and separate from source. She's not afraid of the ugly, she's not afraid of destroying, and she's not afraid of being naked and unapologetic. She has a garland of human skulls around her neck, symbolic of being so close to death every moment. May we bring our fears, our insecurities into the light so they loosen their grip. Release the hands and bring your eyes to me. Lydia might have talked about a hollow back with you, and I'm going to give that option, but I'll give stages of options. So the first will be the headless headstand, symbolic of Kali, taking names, taking skulls and taking names. So I'll be about, let's say, 2 feet away from the wall in a traditional headstand stance. My elbows are nice and tight. The meat of my forearms are rolled in. My head is down. So if you need to kick up, you can kick up. So here I am, and I find my headstand. Cool. Some of you might even actually be able to find your headstand. I'll touch 1 foot against the wall and lift my head up. I might even feel comfortable to zipper my thighs together to find an actual headless headstand. Now this is where it could get a little crazy. You might take your legs into a lotus and strike your bum back toward the wall and chin, ooh, chin up toward your chest. Thank God the wall was there. I don't even know what would have happened. So first, play with the headless headstand. And if you wanted to do the hollow back, do that. But we're gonna break it down a little bit more after you play with the headless headstand. If a child's pose is more an option, do that. If you wanna do what I did where I fell against the wall and nearly died, yes, Isabel. Yeah, Jazz. Yeah, beautiful, beautiful. You got it. Yeah, May. Nice, Nika. Beautiful, Eva. Vasti, got it. Bum back, bum back, bum back. Beautiful. Vasti, stunning. Kendall, yeah. Baha looks good on you. And come all the way down and sit back once again in that Kali Mudra. So we're on our heels, 1 hand to the belly, 1 hand to the heart. Close the eyes. So Kali looks right in the eyes of the things that scare her. For me, backbends, conflict, grief. Because she knows that the problem is the path. It's the only way in. Before moving forward, let's look at a lotus upside down without the headless piece. So open the eyes, release the mudra. So how this is done, and if you're comfortable in headstand doing it, try it in handstand. So I'll do it in a tripod headstand. So watch what happens with my legs. So this is known as like a stag leap in gymnastics or dancing. So you take kind of a stag leap. You take your foot and cross it to the top of your thigh. And you see I do this kind of back bendy thing to get my foot close to my hip. Then you fold it in and start to wiggle to catch your lotus, and that might not happen. And then you can extend up. You might even fold it in, catch it, lift it, whatever you want. I'll give you 2 minutes to play. You could stay with the headless, you could go child's pose, you could go handstand, you could take a pigeon. Basti, darling, yes. MA, I don't know what happened to you, but I like it. Yeah, Jazz, nice. Bottom back, think bum back. Beautiful. Yeah, there it is. There it is. Yeah, Jazz. You got it. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle that heel. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle that heel. You got it. Steady little arms. Yes. Nicely done. And come back. Sit back wherever you are. Take a moment. Slide forward onto your belly. And we'll take a couple shoulder openers before we close. Take the right arm out to the side, but take it in a which way to the beach, you know, like that flex, right angle. Tent your left fingertips and roll over onto that right elbow and hip. Then rolling back down onto the belly, fold the opposite arm, roll it open. So keep it folded at that 90-degree angle. Roll all the way down onto your belly and roll over onto your back. One more shoulder opener. Reach your right arm overhead and walk your feet toward your bum and roll to the right. Take your left hand behind your back so the palm faces out. Either take it to the low back, the middle of your back, or crawl it right between the shoulder blades, fingers fanned wide, and roll down onto your palm. The knees stay bent. And close your eyes. Kali, the dark one. Her skin is this rich, beautiful dark blue. She is slaying all the dragons, and her intention is to merge the changeless with the changing. Samadhi is her mission. She knows that death is near, so she shows up, she burns bright. She's not one for niceties, because her intention is raw and real. She's about tribe and sisterhood. Roll over onto your right side. Take that hand out from under the back and make big circles. And if you find a gummy spot, a sticky spot, rock it back and forth. And reach the arm overhead, roll over onto your back, and then over to the left. Take your right hand to the small of the back, middle of the back, or between the shoulder blades, and roll down. Plant your palm. So Kali shows up completely nude. And in her particular culture, it is not okay for a lady to be naked. And yet men still respect her. She's fierce and feminine and sexy and powerful. She's conscious of the manipulative, dark agendas that we all have. And she wants us to see them and know that it doesn't make us bad. Like Nika was saying yesterday, it's not bad. None of these things are bad. She's about transformation, giving up the old life. Roll over onto the left side. Take your hand out from behind your back, rock it. You know, if you find that spot that's stuck and clammy, the fascia tangled up. And come all the way down onto the back. Before we close, we'll bring a little bit of awareness to all layers of our abdomen. And we'll start with the most obvious, the rectus abdominis, the six-pack. The reason why is that it is the fire in the belly. Intertwine your fingers behind your head, right elbow to left knee, ride the bike. So the rectus abdominis, and this is also the obliques, this, you could get caught up here and think that this was all a woman needed to be, a toned waist. But anyone that knows anatomy and movement and mastery knows that it's deeper than this. Beauty and integrity is deeper than the six-pack muscles. They'll support us for sure, but they could get us caught and tripped up like a city, a superpower that's missing the point. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Legs to the sky. You might hook your thumbs under your hips. We'll do 10 leg lifts. So this is also rectus abdominis. It threads into the psoas, the hips. We also tap a bit into the transverse abdominis. 10. 5 left. 3, 2, 1. Release the feet to the floor. Take Supta Baddha Konasana. And all we'll do is Nali Kriya, or an extreme Uddiyana Bandha. With the hands on the belly will help to remind us how to soften and draw back. Take an inhale. Exhale. Hold it empty and lift it and lock it. Release the belly. And next time, cultivate the cervix, the pelvic lift, the Kegel action, as well as Uddiyana Bandha. Take an inhale. Exhale. Hold it empty, lift it, lock it. Release. It's so emblematic of how yoga gets more and more nuanced and more subtle. The asana at first are really gross and obvious, and then it becomes so minute. Last round, inhale. Hollow the belly, lift it, lock it. Release your belly. Flop the palms open, roll the shoulders under the back, and extend your legs for Shavasana. If you need any additional things so that this feels nice, do that. Take a deep inhale. So this morning we lit our candle for India, but we could light our candle of awareness for anyone or anything. And I believe strongly in donating time and effort and money, but I also believe strongly in prayer. So as the practice dies, and a part of you dies too, what was brought into the light is now something you can hold. Let go. We have come to be danced. Not the pretty dance, not the pick me up and show me how pretty I am dance, but the claw our way back into the belly of the sacred sensual animal dance. The unhinged, unplugged cat is out of the box dance. The holding the prescient moment in the palm of our hands dance. We have come to be danced. Not the jiffy booby, shake your booty for him dance, but the wring the sadness from our skin dance, the blow the chip off our shoulder dance, the slap the apology from our posture dance. We have come to be danced. Not the monkey see, monkey do, 1, 2, 3 look like you dance, but the grave robber, tomb stalker, tearing scabs and scars open dance, the rub the rhythm raw against our soul dance. We have come to be danced. Not the nice, invisible self-shuffle, but the matted hair flying, voodoo mama, shaman shaking, ancient bones dance. The strip us from our casting, return our wings dance. We have come to be danced. Not the hold our breath and wallow in the shallow end of the dance floor dance, but the meeting the Trinity, the body, the breath, the beat dance, the shout hallelujah from the top of our thighs dance, the mother may I, yes you may take 10 giant leaps dance. We have come to be danced, where the kingdoms collide in the cathedral of flesh, to burn back into the light, to unravel, to play, to fly, to pray, to root in skin sanctuary. We have come to be danced. Take a deep inhale. Take one more. Remember, every part of you is welcome here. The sad, the addicted, the excited, the curious. Wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, extend your arms. Tuck your knees towards your belly to roll to the right. And come to a seat.